Okay, so today we're going to talk about some new carriers and some new features that we have got into CarrierFinder. So to start off with, when we go to our login page, one thing you can do now at the bottom is you can view the update log. And what we see here, and we only went back for the month of May, um, but we will start tracking this going forward as well. Um, But we see in the month of May that we added a couple new carriers, Forethought.net out of Denver, Colorado, and Alpheus Communications out of the great state of Texas. So we see that we added 47 on-net buildings for Forethought. We added 474 near-net buildings for Forethought. With Alpheus, we added 67 on-net buildings and 5,867 near-net buildings. With Integra, who is not a new carrier to us, but we added another 708 on-net buildings. And to hide that again, you just click on that link. So that is a little handy thing to know. And today we're going to talk about these two new carriers that we've got. And I'm going to start off with Forethought, who is a local company in Denver, Colorado. And I'm going to go ahead and pop in a address that I know is on net. We like companies like Forethought because we know they're local and typically provide an excellent response, especially for the cut and dry internet products, and are super competitive in the buildings that they're on net. Now also I should say one thing about Forethought, which is different from a lot of the data that we have in our system, is that Forethought does not actually own the fiber into the building, but they do provision it. They actually use Zayo as the underlying carrier. However, they do own their own network, and once a building is lit, it is very competitive pricing. So our tool does not just track fiber. It tracks fiber, it tracks wireless, it tracks buildings that are lit, tracks data centers, all kinds of things. It's really designed for people who are looking for solutions more than anything. And now in this case, we see that we have a list here, and the list is pretty big because it's in downtown Denver. And I want to also show some new features here. We now see icons, and this, you can think of this list as almost like a radar. So different things will cause this to come up on this radar screen. And now we have the indicators that tell us why it landed on that. So these buildings that look like buildings mean that the carrier has at least one fiber lit building in the zip code that this building is in. We see it is in this case you could also have a data center, could be in there, as Via West is, and we also have this gear icon that typically is used for cable codes. It shows us it's an internal database that we maintain that tracks cable codes, and the gear icon means we searched through our database and found it. So in this case it has two icons. It has the lit building icon and the calculated database icon. We have another icon that's a magic one, and that means that we used our telco wizard to figure out who the telco is. And by the way, there is a legend down here which explains all these. So in this case, CenturyLink has fiber lit buildings in this zip code, and we did calculate them to be the telco. There's one more icon that is supposed to look like something, data, I suppose. And that just means that it's data supplied from the carrier. Okay, so sometimes with wireless providers, we will get a list of zip codes or silly codes that would mean that that carrier can cover that area. So that's what that icon means. Another new thing we have is that when you now can click on more and you'll get an overview of the company, a link to their website. So in this case goes to CenturyLink. Viewing contacts, which will bring them in this case to our CTG3 agent site, and request pricing. We'll go to a pricing request form. By the way, we are designing this. We're not done. It's kind of, I guess it's in alpha development. We are designing this where premium partners can actually have custom links to things like this view contacts, and request pricing can either go to the user's website or can just go to our form and it'll ask all the same questions. The only difference is instead of it coming to us, it will actually go to the designated email for our user. And again, this is only available to premium subscribers at this time. If you're interested in becoming a beta customer for that, let me know. Okay, so we see more and less that you can toggle, and in this case we're going to look at Forethought. Going to see their website, etc. Request pricing, view contacts, and so on. Okay, so stay with me here. So now what we would do is we want to see more information about the fiber lit buildings. In this case, we really would not have known Forethought was the one. And what we see here is this particular building says it found more than one carrier. See list view for details. And we found a whole bunch of buildings in the vicinity. I'm going to go into list view. And we see that in this building we have TW Telecom, CenturyLink, Zayo, Cogent, and Forethought. Okay, so there again, now, yes, we could go to all of these, and we actually have the ability to price out all 5 of these. But we're just talking about Forethought. Okay, so that's Forethought. Now we're going to show a demo, which essentially is going to look pretty similar to the other, for Alpheus. And as you can see, it's a Texas address. As far as I know, Alpheus is only in Texas. Okay, and there they are. Popping up here, more info. Yes, they do have a website. And I go into our lit building results. And again, we got another building that's got more than one carrier in the building. Click on our list view. And here we have Zayo, TW Telecom, Cogent, and Alpheus. So likely this is some kind of a data center. Okay, that's about it for today. Children, folks, people, salespeople, customers, whoever is using this tool, I hope you enjoyed this and hope you continue to use it and order lots of services or sell lots of services or buy lots of services, whatever you happen to be using it for. Have a great day and also a great Memorial Day weekend.